So today is a very important feast, the Feast of All the Saints. And I don't know if you have been in Rome. Those who have been in Rome know the Pantheon. It's a temple dedicated to all the gods. And in the Roman Empire, they wanted not to offend any god, and so they have this temple for everybody. So we keep the same kind of devotion, but for the saints, those who lived like Christ and those who are living with Christ in heaven, and they are for us models that we can follow. Everybody can pick up a saint and say, I want to be like Saint Teresa, I want to be like Saint Francis. And we can grow in our friendship with them, and they can help us. This is the meaning of that feast, that being with Christ in heaven, they can help us. We know a lot of the saints. We have, for those who go to Mass every day, we have the feast of Saint Anthony, we have the feast of Saint Teresa, the feast of Saint Louis. But there are many saints that you don't have this book. It's the Martyrologium Romanum. And even though a saint is not celebrated every day, there's a lot of saints each day that can be celebrated in many places in the world. And so this is a very nice book. And every morning I read the page for the day, who is celebrated today somewhere in Finland, somewhere in Switzerland, or in France. And so it's amazing to see how many saints that we have in the Catholic Church. But there are also unknown saints. Those are our grandmothers who lived their life and they wanted to be close to Jesus, and they did their best to be good disciples of Jesus, and we honor them today. God knows their name, and we have to rediscover that they can also help us to be closer to God. And today I want to honor four saints in a special way. You know that over the Cathedral of the Bishop, I have these nice icons that have been made for the Diocese of Timmins, for the Cathedral of Timmins. And you see, the Blessed Virgin is there, and on the other side is Saint Joseph, and Saint Anthony of Padua, and Saint Catherine Tekakwitha. Saint Anthony is the patron of the church, the patron of the diocese also. And Saint Catherine was born in North America. She lived in Canada and United States, the territory now, but we want to honor her because she was one of the first saints in America, and she can help us also in our journey toward the Lord. And so having these icons over it's like we are looking at heaven. And so we are called to be, perhaps sometimes there will be your picture there. In a few years, send me your picture already, and it will be prepared, and when you are a saint, it will be put there. But this is an invitation for us to see Christ is risen, and the saints live with Him. And so this is our goal. We have to be with Jesus in heaven. And we have been created to live with God forever. And these people are already enjoying this life. And now we live on earth. And to go to heaven, we have to receive the sacraments. We have the sacrament of baptism there that we have received a few years ago. We have also the oils that remind us the sacrament of confirmation, of the anointing of the sick, of the holy orders. We have also the altar when we celebrate Mass, and we remember, we make present the sacrifice of Christ on the cross, and we have on that side the Blessed Sacrament. After the Mass, we can come to the church, and Jesus is always in the tabernacle. And also we have the chair of the bishop, because we need priests and bishops and deacons to grow in our Catholic faith. And those of you who have received the sacrament of marriage, remember that when you said your vows, you were close to the altar and you were there. And it's always good. I would like to see people who have received the sacrament of marriage who came together once in a while and to pray together in front of the altar, because they want to be together and to go to heaven together. And so I think we live in this world, we have the presence of God, but He helps us to go to heaven. And so this is the purpose of our celebration. In our pilgrimage, we pay attention to the Lord, and He is with us. And we see in the lives of the saints that it is possible to live the gospel. It is possible to love God, to love the neighbor like they did. And so they give us a very good example and inspiration for our lives.